What's up, associates? Welcome back to the Anime Association. And once again, I am your host, Kaio Tim times 10. And today I'm joined with another member of the association, Shin the Hero. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's good hanging out with you.
You don't sound too enthused about it, man. You don't sound too enthused about it.
I, I, you doing good though, man? Are you good? That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. You're the best one here. You're the best one here. You and Addict,
You're
the best
right.
ones.
You right.
I'm still waiting for
Mhm.
those Cash App logs, but well, that's another discussion. But today we're talking about 2B Hero X episode 6. But before we get to that, I need you to click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all things Anime Association. So, I'll just say it. I got a lot of Spider-Man vibes from this episode. I'm not sure if you kind of got the
E
same.
Eso does feel like a Spider-Man type. His whole he feels like he's like a fusion with Batman and Spider-Man. That's what at least his origin is. Because we already got him like the Batman origin where he lost his parents and everything like that.
Yeah,
And then we got like the Spider-Man angle where he's not he did kind of make his own tech, but like there's another guy. He has a guy in the chair now and everything like
the
that. So
rich
like
friends.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like
that was
it does feel very, very Spider-Man like.
yeah. And then the real Esol, he has like a bat cave with his
Yeah.
own.
That man was swole.
Yeah, nah, it was. I was actually kind of surprised about him missing an arm. I guess those are
Yes.
I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting, a bulky type of guy. He is a hero and everything. Um, but throughout the episode, we saw that they were swapping places. I can't think of his name now. Chang, isn't that his name?
The
Uh,
the ESO number 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, they started swapping places pretty much with trust value, and he
Yeah.
started getting his powers at that point in time, and it takes us back to the whole power system type of thing. So I think it is linked with the suit and the suit and the actual meeting people, meeting the hero or something. Uh,
So now even though we haven't really got confirmation or like 100% confirmation, I do now that I know way back when we had a comment talking about the trust value and everything like that. Now I feel like it the trust value is just something, the trust itself is just something they have, because like the only reason why I say that is because you remember in that little when he started to like go into that dark place and he started to remember all the people who was shunning him because his trust value was zero, and then he
yeah,
was trying to get a job. They was like, well, we need, there's a certain trust value you need to in order to get this job and everything like that. So I
yeah,
was
it's like
like,
a social credit type of thing.
yeah, so I'm like, well, maybe maybe it is he get power from the trust system in general, but like it still doesn't make sense that in the recent episode one guy believed in him and he got superpowers. So like I'm like, there's a lot of things that don't make sense, but I do feel like it, a lot of it, at least that early days until he, I guess, started to rise. I think it was the suit. I do agree with you. I think it was the suit generating like almost all that energy and stuff like that. But like the way he was moving when he did that first bank robbery heist, the way he was moving, because like he was moving like he was freaking the Flash and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And then with what happens at the end, he doesn't really, and he's in the suit in that. He's not in the suit what happens towards the end, which we'll get to later. But what happens at the end, you see the sparks around him, but he
Yeah,
doesn't move as fast like that. Like
it's
cuz like
almost
he
like
was like
it's an amplifier almost,
yeah,
because
yeah.
he obviously has the powers innately in him because he didn't, like you said, he didn't have the suit, but yet he was still activating the powers within it. So he has the powers in him. Now I'm wondering if it's that when he was fighting and he set off that shock originally, right? You remember when
Yeah.
he was fighting
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
touched the
yeah, yeah.
wires
Yeah,
together? I
yeah,
wonder
yeah.
if that was kind of like the triggering point. But does Esol, the real Esol, does he have electricity powers? Because we haven't seen anything like that. He is a new Esol, so maybe this is what kind of separates even more. But I'm not too sure if we know what Esol's actual ability set is right now.
From my understanding and the way they are marketing ESO, he's got electric powers. Cause like when we see Chang as a kid, the that ESO, whichever ESO it is, I'm assuming it's the ESO with the one arm. He did have a guy up and he was electrocuting him and everything like that. He
Okay,
did he
yep.
did that lightning thing. And then when we see him doing his little arm pull-ups thing and we see the scars and stuff on him, and when he gets his arm, he does it does like do a little shocky effect
Yeah,
to it.
you're right. It's like a magnetism type of thing that's going on while he's doing that. Yeah, because he had the. You're right. You're right. It is all linked to the electricity going on. Uh, I don't think there's multiple ESOs. I think this is the first time there's been a second ESO because I remember last time we talked about it,
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
guess if there, been more than just one ESO. So I think
Yeah.
he has been the same ESO. Now, uh, I know this is because this episode seemed like a prequel to episode 4 into the beginning, right? The whole nice thing because the statue's still standing, and we have the
Yeah, yeah,
journalist
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
God Eye, right? So it seems like it's a prequel that happens before, which kind of leads me to believe that it's the the main ESO that did that
That's
killed
in the
Moon.
top 10. The that or
Ye-
yeah, that ESO that we see is
Yeah, the one
probably
arm ESOL is the one that killed Moon because he's kind of giving me villain vibes, but not really villain
really?
vibes. But yeah, like it's just something. I don't know if it's because like he has like that menacing voice type of thing, like the way he
Mhm.
talks. Because I watched it in Japanese and English, and both of them, especially the English, he gives off more of like a menacing type of vibe, right?
Yeah, his
Uh,
voice, I forget his name. I think it's like Chris something, but like I believe, don't quote me, but I think that is the same voice of Rory Mustang for Full Metal Alchemist. It's the same dude.
oh dang, it's been a long time since I watched that. I would have to go back and because even then, I
Dub
think it's just a
wise.
totally different voice, right?
Yeah.
So so I'm guessing you're not getting that type of vibe. Do you think it's the
No,
same ESO that killed Moon, or what do you
I
think's
don't
going on?
because like I think the way at least he's presenting himself and everything like that, he seems like the Batman. He is Batman, and he's so real like he's stern and stuff like that. And he was like there was only one ESOL and everything. And even with him working out, that man never takes off that helmet. so
Yeah,
so like even with that and everything, like he believes himself as ESO, and it seems like he is just this focused and everything like that. So and it also doesn't seem like even though we can't like see his face or anything with that, his mannerisms, it doesn't seem like this new ESO bothers him a lot. And I feel like if I think he's like the type of character is like as long as there's a ESO, he's fine. And I think his little manager guy, I think he is he screams the villain vibes. He's probably I don't know if he's the one who called those two dudes and set up that kidnapping and everything like that, but I think he's definitely the guy who got those two dudes to say, "Yo, Chang, we know Chang. He was in
yeah.
on the score," and I definitely think he is he is a villain because he's trying to save his Esau, basically like that. And I don't think his Esau knew about that at all. And I also think he's the one who sent that Mike motorcycle guy, which we'll get into this now, like that motorcycle guy, to come to their base and
Yeah,
to shoot the
that
guy
was
who they thought was Esau.
yeah. So also, I'm not sure if it's just a design choice type of thing, but he looked like the more skinny thug that they fought. That's who he
Yes,
looked
yes,
like.
yes, 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 yes. He
So
did. He did.
yeah, so I think it's a almost like a full circle type of thing that's going
Yeah.
on with these people. I do think the manager, I don't think he's a villain, but obviously he's more of an antagonist towards Chang. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but it's more so like a greedy type of thing. Like I need money. It's trademark. It's IP protection, right? That's kind of more so what he was going with. I do get what you're saying about like the original Esol not really being too bothered by the second one. Maybe he's looking for an actual successor. I know they did like the imitation type of thing
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
previous episode. So maybe
Yeah.
he's looking for a successor without telling everybody he's looking for a successor type of thing.
Yeah.
Uh because you're right, it didn't really look like it bothered him that much. It bothered him more that the guy was trying to stop him from being
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
Esol.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, maybe it's just a voice, like a, I'm not going to say a red herring, but it's just a voice kind of threw it off type of thing. Uh, so why do you think the motorcycle? Why do you think they're looping back around and tried to kill the second Esol though?
So what I think, this is just my theory, is why they was trying to kill him. One, they both when Buddy put the mask on, I don't think he would have got shot if he didn't put the mask on.
Oh yeah,
But like
I feel the same exact way. As soon as I saw him putting the mask on and the guy was like coming knocking on the door, I was like, oh, he's
yeah,
about to go.
yeah. If he didn't put on the mask, the dude knocked on the door probably would have saw him and be like, "Oh, I guess he's not here. I'll come back another time," because that's not his
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't his target. Because they had like the similar build and everything like that. So like I said, I harken back to the big swole Esol, deep voice Esol's manager. We go back. I harken back to him. I think he's the one who is probably in cahoots with those two dudes, at least now. And then with that, because even in you can even feel it in the first in the previous episode with the smaller guy, like he had beef with Chang, like he had beef with him and everything like that already, and he already looked down on him, whether it's not that fact that he just had a trust value as zero or he had something some other thing. He seemed like the bully type. So I am and then they were already hurt. Him and his brother were hurt for money. So I'm assuming whoever gave the order to shoot the other ESO, which I think is the manager, he did that so he can get that ESO off the board, and so we
Yeah,
can get our main ESO, our real ESO, the first ESO, back up in the standings there. Because if the second one's nowhere around, or if the second one's dead, he can't have trust.
yeah, nah, yeah, no, I think I 100% agree with you on that. I think it is the manager doing kind of spinning the block type of thing for lack of better words. He really does because he got humiliated by losing the court case
Yes, yes,
for
yes,
the thing, and then that was pretty much giving Chang the mantle of Esol by losing
yeah,
that court case because
yeah,
obviously his trust value shot through the roof if you're winning a court case against the actual hero Esol. Now, I know they mentioned the throughout the episode they were talking about how he was dropping rank, the actual hero Esol. What rank was he? What did they never really said if he was like 9, 8, 7 or anything like that?
uh,
Uh, do you think he was more of a top one? Because they did mention he was like the strongest or something like that.
I think he was at least in the top 5. That's what I'm assuming because he does live in the tower for sure. And
Yeah.
I am assuming, and he was around. He's been around for at the very least we know because like he was finna celebrate his 34th anniversary type deal thing. And it also seemed like he was about to retire because like people start bombarding him with questions and stuff like that and everything like that. So like it and then with some of the speeches she was saying, the way he was talking and everything too. But it seems like he was in like at least the top 5 at this during this whole thing that was going on. He had to at least be in the top 5, at the very least top 10. But I feel like he's in the top 5, and he was up there. He was up there. Like he might even have been like in the top 3 or something because he's super popular. Like he was like super popular with a lot of people before Chain came along and became the new ESO and everything like that. And because like
Yeah.
he's been through, like we saw the different ESOs, like he's had different suits and stuff like that. So he had some kind of legacy. So I'm assuming, even though the episode never said, I'd at least put him in the top 5, probably top 3.
Yeah, well, because I think I'd agree, at least top 5, because we saw when he first got his first big bump in trust value, he shot over nice.
Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah,
trust value, he shot over. I think at one point in time they showed him at like 80,000 trust value or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I do think he was a top 5, which is crazy if the second ESO just come in first day as a hero, top 5, right? Just
Yeah,
off of the
yeah, yeah.
situation going on, but with the way that it's looking like it's working the story backwards and everything from, do you think the enthusiast, was that his name, the God Eye guy before he became God Eye, do you
Hmm.
think he's going to play a bigger role in the story, and what are your
Nah,
predictions moving forward?
no, I don't think he's coming back. I think that was just a cameo, cool cameo that we saw. Him being freaking objection guy. That's what I think. That's all he was doing. I don't think we're gonna see him again. I think the next episode is probably we're gonna probably gonna see the aftermath, and we might finally circle back to the commoner thing with the moon thing and seeing if that's
Yeah.
actually a thing. We might actually circle back in the next episode. That's what I think, or we still probably could continue on with his thing, with his origin story. Because when you saying like second ESO and the first ESO, the I guess the main ESO, I really do feel like we're gonna find out that I think his name is Rock or whatever, the dude who owns the old man who owns the Java shop.
Yeah,
I
I think his
think,
name's Rock too. Yeah.
yeah, I think he
Was
was an
ESO.
ESO. I think he was the ESO that saved Chang that night. That's what I think. And the dude with the arm is like maybe third or fourth generation ESO or something like that. That's what I feel like. The old guy just gives me that vibes, and it also gives me, he knows more than what he's putting on. And
Yeah,
he's saying,
I got that same exact vibe that he was really giving off more, like you were saying. And yeah, I think they're trying to trick us with something when it comes to him, for sure. My bad. I lost my train of thought right there. Go ahead.
But and then with what's gonna my prediction for the next episode, what I think is we're gonna probably get the aftermath of Buddy. I don't think he's gonna die. No, I don't think he's dead. I don't think they're gonna kill
That
him.
was a headshot though.
Yeah, but the only reason why, there's two reasons why. One, we don't see a hole in the helmet, and it was a helmet. So it was one of the helmets that he made. It had, even though it was a point blank, it had to have did something to stop that. Yeah, I know there was blood going off and everything like that. We only see it about right here. You can, we
Yeah, it
don't
could have
know.
been more of like an impact type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know. And then when Chang and old girl showed up, which who I think actually knows that Buddy likes her for real, and she wants him to just say
Yeah,
it.
she's baiting it out of him, and that's why
uh
she was like, "You have to live honestly, but if
yeah,
not, I'm not
yeah,
sticking around."
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And I think when they showed up, like his hearing was off and everything, and he was looking and the vision was blurred. That's not a they wouldn't have did that if he was dead. They
Yeah,
wouldn't have, the camera error and everything like that wouldn't have did that if he was dead. So like I think he's not dead. We're probably gonna see him in the hospital or something like that. And then I think current ESO, the swole ESO, one arm ESO, is probably going to catch wind of this. Is probably and he's probably going to be mad, and he's probably going to go out and find somebody, and then I think the two ESOs will probably meet. And I really feel like this might not necessarily end as a happy note, but I think he might give him his blessing. That's what I feel like, at least from all the superhero stuff and comics I've read over the years and stuff like that. That's what it seems like. He's giving the blessing, like he's gonna give him the mantle of ESO, and we're gonna find out that the manager is doing everything. Now, when it comes to with the Moon killing of the ESO who shot Moon, I I don't know why ESO did that. At least because the way they're showing this and everything like that, like the Chang is not that type of person. So like he had to be
yeah.
put into like a predicament or something like that. Especially
I
with
wonder if it's like
mentioning his dad, who keeps he keeps mentioning his dad. He's like his dad
uh
got connections and everything like that. Maybe his dad forced ESO the because he's the new ESO right now. He's the current ESO, at least in the commoner storyline, and maybe he forced him to do something. I don't know.
yeah, that's when you brought that up, it was like maybe it was take it's either your girl goes or nicest girl goes type of thing because it seemed like they were going to just roll it backwards, but since there's I've been hearing that there's like going to be like a tournament arc type of thing that happens.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
wonder if what they're going to do is they're showing us the pairings and why they matter within the actual fighting aspect for their ranking. So I think it's going to be commoner versus ESOL. So I think we might see, like you were saying, next episode is going to come back around to that episode 4. Because I don't see, I could be wrong because there's always the aftermath part, but I don't see how much more it could go with with Chang as being ESOL
yeah. His
unless
more
they do a
origin.
whole, yeah, like unless they do a whole, the actual ESOL is like does some vigilante type stuff and brings him along with him, and then like you were saying, pass the mantle, and then episode 8 is when they loop it back around the moon if that's what they decide to do, right? Uh, and I usually we start with this, but what was your favorite part? And if you have a least part, like a least favorite part, what would that be?
My my favorite part is when he was shaking the hands of the kids and they was
Yeah,
getting the hair and everything like that. You saw all the anime hair, you saw Goku's hair, you saw Gon's hair and everything. Like it was that joke was so funny. I like that. And then I would have to say my least favorite part of the episode is probably this whole I don't like the whole clout system thing. I don't like that. I understand why they're doing it and why they're telling this type of story, but like I don't like that. Like when we did this legal battle type thing, like that I feel like that didn't we didn't need that. I mean, people might disagree with me in the comments below, but like I feel like there was a different way to make drama happen. Uh so like I don't know. And I
that
also
seems
don't
to be like a reoccurring thing that they do with these type of things because they did that with Firm Man as well. Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
drama
yeah.
behind it was kind of like you could have done something a little bit different and it would have stuck. It would have landed better, type of thing.
Yeah, that's that. That's just my 2 cents. That's how I feel about that particular thing. But like overall, the episode was it was good, but I'm just and I know it's an anthology, and I don't know what's going on, how they're really gonna focus this back, run this back, we might not even get back to Moon. We might not even get
Yeah.
back to that. We might the next episode might deal with that, and we might get introduced to another of the top 10 heroes. Like we might
Yeah.
get introduced to that little teddy bear dog looking guy because he looks like
I
a
was just about
detective.
to say that. Yeah, nah, I think yeah, and the way I feel like if we push forward the way that they're going to do it, that they're going to weave it in the same type of way. Like next episode, we're going to see like the dog almost on some detective type stuff, right? Like sniffing the ground or whatever, like that type of ordeal. Maybe not as cartoonish as that, but something along those lines. Uh, I would say overall, I enjoyed the episode. My only real gripe, which is very nitpicky, was the way the episode started. I would have liked it to had start where the last episode ended and
It
giving us some more with that and possibly why the kid got kidnapped. And by the way
It
that it
did
got ended was
kind of
like
started like that. Like it picked up with him in the hospital, well, a kid getting checked out
well that's
and
why well
everything.
because what I wanted to see was the initial interaction between the girl finding out who he really was.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's
yeah.
the one thing I wish we could have seen right there. And of course, I'm really hoping the kidnap thing actually means something and it's not just a random plot device that was thrown in there just for the sake of giving him a power up. But if you don't have anything else to add, I think we'll wrap it up right there. And what I need everybody else to do is to let us know down below what you thought of the episode and if we missed anything. And while you're at it, go on ahead, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Till next time.